Hello, welcome to this special bonus video on creating a sacred womb rub infused with the nurturing essence of healing herbs and oils and essential oils and possibly flowers of your choosing. This womb rub will not only promote physical well-being, but also enhance your connection with your sacred womb. So let's begin. You will want to begin by gathering your supplies. You will definitely need a glass jar or a container with a lid. You might want to use a dropper bottle if that calls to you. You just want to make sure you are paying attention to your ratio, right? How much oil you're going to fit into the bottle, etc. You will want to have a small mixing bowl and a spoon, a small cooking pot and heat source. This one is optional. You have the option to infuse the oil using heat, which is, a little bit better, but not totally necessary. You can also, if you would like to, gather a incense stick or sage bundle and maybe a candle if you would like to, just to make this process ceremonial as well as the meditation. You may want a strainer or cheesecloth. Again, that will be optional, and you'll understand that when we get there. You may want a small funnel and a label and a marker to personalize your jar. So you can feel free to pause to gather supplies if you would like to. We're also going to talk about the ingredients that you might want to gather. We're definitely going to want a carrier oil like sweet almond, jojoba, coconut oil, olive oil. We'll go over some of those in a moment. Your dried herbs like rosemary, chamomile, calendula, or your choice of womb supporting herbs. We'll also go over a list of those. You might want to also have some flowers or petals, whatever you have on hand, really. There's no reason to go out of your way to acquire any ingredients this time. You may want to make one just with the things that you have on hand for now, and perhaps in the future you might come back to this video and grab some specific ingredients that maybe relate to what you are going to be working on. So let's just talk about your ingredients and what they mean and things like that. So in many different traditions such as shamanism, Native American herbalism, traditional Chinese medicine, Korean herbalism, other Oriental medicine traditions, ancient pagan cultures, Ayurveda, African traditional medicine, Greek Unani medicine, Mexican traditional medicine, Tibetan medicine, and all kinds of other customs around the world. They use various herbs and spices that carry spiritual meanings and extend beyond just their physical properties. And these meanings are often associated with the spiritual and symbolic aspects of nature and the interconnectedness of all life. So you might want to pause here and write down some of your intentions for this healing rub, the properties that you would like it to be infused with. And I want to just note here that you can infuse this oil with just your intentions. You don't even need to have any of the herbs or spices or any of the extras if you do not choose to use those. We are going to go over some of the spiritual properties. We're going to go over some of the other properties and things of the different oils and herbs and flowers. And you can include just in your intentions some of these spiritual or physical healing properties. You don't necessarily need to include the herb, and we'll talk about how to do that in a moment. But right now, we're going to go over some of these properties. There are spiritual properties like empowerment, protection, purifying, healing, wisdom, courage, abundance, clarity, passion, right? So you might want to think about what's your focus for this herb, right? You might want to be generating a nourishing warmth. Maybe it's winter and you are making a oil for that season. Maybe you want it to have cooling properties. Maybe it's the beginning of summer or spring for you. Maybe you have hot flashes, so you want to stay away from some of the warming herbs and focus more on some of the cooling properties. You can make your oil for calming or energizing your energy. You can base it on the spiritual properties of the herbs, medicinal properties, and even elemental properties like earth, air, fire, and water. So, we're going to go over what some of these might be. And so, first, let's look at carrier oils. And if you would like a list of any of these, the oils and herbs and their properties, please just contact me and I can get you that list. I can be reached at jennaallen.love. That's Jenna at Jenna Allen. Allen is spelled ALLIN.love. Okay, so jojoba oil is nourishing, protective, it's balancing. It closely mimics the skin's natural sebum, making it an excellent choice for nourishing and protecting the skin of this womb area. It helps maintain a healthy balance without clogging your pores. Almond oil, again, is very soothing, it's moisturizing, it's calming. It's can also help reduce dryness and discomfort. Coconut oil is hydrating, soothing, and protective. Grapeseed oil is very lightweight, it's non-greasy, it's very balancing, it's easily absorbed by the skin, so it's not going to leave too much of an oily residue on the skin. Avocado oil, again, is nourishing. It's got regenerative properties and protective properties. It is an excellent choice for promoting skin regeneration and providing protection in that womb area. Olive oil is another one that's moisturizing. It's got antioxidant properties. Olive oil is really grounding. So if you're looking for a grounding base oil, then this might be the one for you. It's moisturizing. Again, it has those antioxidants. It's grounding, providing that stability and protective kind of property. Sunflower oil, again, hydrating, soothing, and calming. This oil can help you to alleviate discomfort in the womb area. You can use sweet almond oil as well for softening the skin, moisturizing, and it has a calming type of property to it as well. Selecting the proper carrier oil for your sacred womb ritual rub depends on your skin type and your personal preferences, right? And maybe some of those intentions you've gotten in touch with for your oil. Each of these carrier oils has unique qualities that can complement the herbs and the essential oils that you choose for your blend, aligning you with your intentions for this sacred womb space and the accompanying meditation that you are going to be doing. So let's go over some of the herbs you might just have on hand in your kitchen, its properties, its uses for the womb, its spiritual meanings, and its elemental properties. So ginger has energizing, empowering, and protective qualities. It can provide an energetic boost. It can bring a sense of empowerment and offer protection. Ginger is used for enhancing our inner strength. It symbolizes the fire element and the transformative power of inner warmth and passion. It represents the energy needed to ignite change and healing. Rosemary has the properties of being protective, purifying, invigorating. It can provide a protective shield around the womb, purifying its energies and invigorating the spirit. It's linked to purification, clarity, transformation, and the elements of fire, as it embodies that cleansing and invigorating quality, those cleansing and invigorating qualities. Sage you might have in your kitchen. Sage's properties are purifying, cleansing, and wisdom. Sage can energetically cleanse the womb space, release negative energies, and bring a sense of wisdom and clarity. It is renowned for its purifying qualities and used to clear negative energies away. It signifies the removal of obstacles and the creation of a cleansed and sacred space. Elemental properties are air and earth, symbolizing mental clarity and grounding. Thyme, you might have thyme in your kitchen. Its properties are courage, strength, and healing. Its uses for the womb include representing a strong foundation for healing and growth, and can support us in our emotional strength, developing that emotional strength, courage, and healing in the womb area. Time is also something that I use when I'm working with the concept of time itself, clock time, right? So time, the herb, to me spiritually, and you can do this too. You decide what that herb means to you specifically, right? So and I know that I'm almost always working on my relationship with time, clock time. I don't want to feel like I'm in a rush. I want to take the time, carve out the time for myself to take care of myself and things like that. So I always think of those spiritual meanings as well. Again, time is associated with strength, courage, and empowerment. Its elements are fire and earth, representing grounding and stability there. You may have basil in your kitchen. Properties of love, protection, and abundance. Uses for the womb, it can bring a sense of love, protection, and abundance. Basil is used for attracting love, attracting prosperity, and enhancing relationships. It's associated with earth and water, symbolizing love and nourishment. You may have some mint lying around, and the properties of mint are that it's refreshing, invigorating, and can help with clarity. Mint can provide this really refreshing and invigorating sensation to the womb area, and it can promote mental clarity. Keep in mind that invigorating sensation, that mint is going to create an actual physical sensation, and it can feel cooling and warming simultaneously. So be sure that that's what you're going for if you're going to use mint in there. The elemental properties associated with mint are air and water, representing mental clarity and emotional refreshment, right? This can help you to cleanse and invigorate your womb space, allowing for that renewal and clarity you might be seeking. Coriander is something else you might have on hand for healing, protection, and transformation. Um, it is used for personal growth, again, that protection and healing. It is associated with earth and fire, symbolizing its transformative and protective energies. Most of us have cinnamon on hand. Cinnamon is warming and it's stimulating, and it's associated with passion. It can enhance our passion and sensuality in the womb area. It's also associated with manifestation and is associated with the element of fire, representing that passionate and stimulating quality that it has. It's also often seen as a symbol of transformation. And the power of cinnamon has the ability to invoke memories and emotions. So, if you're maybe working on tuning into your own emotions, you might tap into that or healing things from the past. It signifies the ability to evoke positive change and warmth within yourself. Cloves are protective, purifying, and stimulating. They can help you to create a shield, a protective shield around yourself, around the womb. They purify negative energies and stimulate circulation in the area. They have a long history of being used for protection in rituals and banishing negative influences and enhancing spiritual awareness. They are often in shamanic cultures associated with warding off unwanted spirits and energies as well. They are associated with the fire and earth elements. Cloves possess both a fiery energy of protection and the grounding energy of earth, and are suitable for anchoring and shielding us in the ways that we might be seeking. Cardamom is something some of us have in our kitchen. It's invigorating, it's clarifying, it's transformative. The invigorating aroma of cardamom can stimulate and awaken the energies of your womb space. It can help you in clarifying your intentions and supportive, transformative experiences related to the womb space. Cardamom is often associated with clarity of thought, mental focus, and spiritual growth. It can aid in your meditation journey by enhancing your awareness. It represents balance and harmony, signifying the integration of opposites and the ability to find equilibrium within oneself and in our womb space. So, if you're working maybe on balancing masculine and feminine, this might be one of um, the spices that you include. Um, the elements are associated with fire and air. It carries this fiery energy of transformation and the air quality of that mental clarity we spoke about, for invigorating and clearing our energy. Vanilla is comforting, it's nurturing, it's sensual. It can bring a sense of um, sensuality and connecting with our divine feminine energy. In some spiritual traditions, it's associated with love and happiness and harmony, and can be used to promote a sense of well being and balance. It's associated with the elemental properties of water and earth, and it embodies both of these elements, representing the emotional and nurturing aspects, water, as well as the grounding and comforting nature of this herb or spice. I don't know what vanilla is, but um, and that's associated with earth. Vanilla is associated with sweetness and comfort, and it can symbolize the loving and nurturing aspects of the divine feminine and the soothing energy of home and hearth. It's important to be careful about the color of the herbs and spices that you are using, or spices rather. If you were to add turmeric, for instance, that's going to definitely add a yellow color. And anytime you use it, your skin may be left with a little bit of a yellow tint or pigment, which I actually really like and enjoy, because then throughout my day, if I'm wearing my crop top and I walk by the mirror, or if I am going to use the restroom, it gives me this, it's like a tattoo. It's this like eh, colorful reminder of that connection that you had with your womb maybe earlier that day or the night before. Turmeric is associated with the sun and can symbolize illumination and enlightenment, and represents the inner light that guides us toward our healing and our self awareness. So I really like turmeric. Again, things like Maybe cardamom or cinnamon, things like that are also going to have a little bit of color tint or pigment to them, and might add that color to your oil. So you may not want to include certain ones if that's going to bother you in any kind of way, having that color on your skin. Okay, let's talk about flowers and essential oils. I have calendula leaves lying around. They are soothing. They represent gentleness and healing. Calendula can actually help soothe menstrual cramps and inflammation in the womb area. It can promote healing and recovery after childbirth or gynecological procedures. Calendula is often associated with the sun and can represent vitality, joy, and protection. Also associated with fire and embodies that warmth and, again, that healing energy of the sun. Lavender, you might have lavender leaves as seen in this picture, those little purple lavender leaves. Um, Flowers, dried flowers, sorry, not leaves. Little lavender flowers. Lavender, you may have a lavender essential oil as well. Lavender is very relaxing, calming, and balancing. If you are going to use lavender essential oil, something that a lot of people don't know is that there's kind of this little tipping point with lavender, and lavender can be really calming if it's very subtle and in the background, but if it's at the forefront and it's the main smell, it is usually invigorating and energizing and can actually cause anxiety if we're not, if we are already kind of in a state of anxiety or feeling extra energized already. We may want to go very light or even avoid lavender. The leaves, though, or the flowers rather, will not bring a heavy scent to them. So feel free to be generous with any lavender flowers that you might have. Um, and again, watching the amount of lavender oil you use later on if you have a tendency toward worry or anxiety. Lavender in general helps alleviate stress and tension. It can promote emotional balance and relaxation. It's often used for purification, tranquility, and clarity in spiritual practices. It is associated with the element of air. Its scent carries and disperses its calming energy, so that's why it's associated with air. You may use rose oil or rose petals. Its properties are love, beauty, and sensuality. Rose is associated with self-love, and the heart chakra can help us connect with the nurturing energy of the divine feminine and our sexuality, our sensuality. In shamanism, roses symbolize love, spiritual growth, and the blossoming of the soul. And the elemental property of rose is water because it represents the emotional and intuitive aspects of the heart. Yarrow is another type of flower or herb, and its properties are protective, healing, and boundaries. Yarrow can create a protective energetic shield for us, helping us to establish boundaries and heal emotional wounds. Yarrow, spiritually speaking, is used for divination and enhancing psychic abilities and also warding off negative energy. So it's got that protective element to it. It is associated with earth as it grounds and protects, forming us and forming a solid foundation, right? Chamomile is calming, it's soothing, it's nurturing. Oh my gosh, and it smells so good. If you don't have chamomile leaves lying around, hop on Amazon, grab some chamomile leaves or your local herb shop or vitamin store, they'll have chamomile leaves most likely, or the tea section in the store might have a bag of chamomile flowers. It's calming, it can ease tension, it can reduce cramping, even, and provide comfort during menstruation or emotional distress. It represents peace, purification, connecting with higher spiritual realms also. And it's associated with the element of water, embodying the soothing and flowing qualities of emotions. Clary sage is an essential oil that I often use. It has balancing properties. It is good for enhancing our intuition, and it's associated with transformation. Clary sage can actually balance hormonal fluctuations and enhance our intuition and support transformative experiences related to the womb or transformative experiences in general. It's associated with heightened perception, spiritual insight, and inner clarity. It's associated with the element of air and promotes mental clarity and insight. Frankincense is another one that I use. It is associated with spirituality in general. It's grounding, it's purifying. It can create a sacred and grounded space for us, the scent of that. Um, and it's used for meditation a lot, purification, spiritual awakening, and associated with earth and fire as it combines the grounding and spiritual purification energies. Myrrh is another one that I often use. It's a sacred herb, it's protective, it's healing. It can protect the womb energetically, it can promote healing and provide a sense of sacredness. Myrrh is associated with rituals, purification, and spiritual protection. The elements of earth and water, embodying those protective and healing energies. Patchouli is another one you might consider. It's earthy, it's sensual, it's grounding. It can enhance self awareness, sensuality, and connection to the physical body and the womb. Patchouli is linked to attraction, fertility, and abundance in shamanic practices. It is associated with the element of earth, grounding and connecting us to the physical realm. Mugwort is another. Its properties are visionary, intuitive, and dream enhancing. Mugwort can enhance your intuition and promote visionary experiences and aid in journeying in imagery and envisioning things. Mugwort is regarded as the visionary herb, assisting in dream work and divination, connecting with the spirit world. And it's associated with the element of air, stimulating the mind and enhancing awareness. You may have other herbs and oils and flowers or petals, or whether they're dried or fresh petals from flowers, whatever you have laying around. Again, don't go out of your way to get these unless you want to, unless that's exciting for you and this excites you. I have some people who they have a womb rub for when they are on their cycle. They have another one for manifesting abundance. They have another one for, a certain type of ceremony. So have fun with it. Feel free to just put in whatever you want. And again, any of these herbs can imbue the qualities that you infuse them with. And we're going to work on that. We're going to talk about how to do that. So, we've just reviewed some of the properties. You may pause this video and or even go back and listen to some of these and kind of just sit and think about, okay, what is the purpose of my womb rub? Do I just want to feel the different herbs as I'm putting them in and just gather some, or and just intuitively put whatever I feel? Or do I want to focus on a certain property or certain spiritual intention and use herbs and oils and flowers and things that are associated? So gather your ingredients and we're going to prepare our herbs. And in this process, what you do now is you have all of your ingredients gathered. You're going to take your clean, dry mixing bowl, make sure it's very dry. You're going to take this dry mixing bowl and you're going to take one herb at a time in the palm of your hand, or you can dump it in the bowl if you would like to, but you may take some of it and put it in the palm of your hand and maybe cup your hands together and close your eyes and really just infuse your intention into each of these herbs. And so if you are holding some of those lavender leaves in your palm, you might close one hand over the other, you might close your eyes, and you might really just settle into your heart and that intention of the lavender and its relaxing properties, its calming properties, its property of air and carrying calmness throughout your life or through your words, whatever your intentions are, sitting with each of these herbs in your hand and really infusing it with your intention and then placing it into the bowl. Otherwise, you can place them all into the bowl and put your hands over the bowl and infuse it with all of your intentions and love, imagining energy coming from the hands down into the bowl, right? Oh, and when you have them in your palms, if you're doing it that way, sorry, backing up for just a second. If you have them in your hands, you can imagine energy or light or love from your heart flowing down through your arms and into your hands and just infusing them with your intentions. You can also do this either one, whether you're holding it in your palms or your hands are over the bowl of herbs. You can, oops, pardon me. You can just intend for whatever intentions are meant for you to go into them. So kind of tuning into this aspect of the unknown. I don't know what intentions I need. Spirit, just infuse these herbs with all of the goodness that I need right now. And maybe I don't know what that is, but spirit does. So just praying over those herbs, just blessing them, giving them your, infusing these herbs with specific intentions or energies that resonate with you, right? Infusing them with these healing properties. So go ahead and pause the video, take your time, really enjoy this part of the process. If you haven't yet, you may light your candle and burn some incense first, and then settle yourself down and infuse and bless your herbs with the energy of your spirit. Next, in this section, we're going to infuse our carrier oil. Again, it's optional to use heat. You can just skip to the next step or a couple steps down if you would prefer to just allow the herbs to sit in the oil. You can just let them steep, just like a tea, allowing your herbs to steep in the oil. If you would like to use heat, you can gently heat your carrier oil on low heat. The amount of oil you use is up to you, how big your container is, and how much you think you want to make. If I'm going to be making one for just my cycles, I might make a smaller batch of oil because I'm only going to be using this herb you know, for a couple of days out of the month, or this oil, sorry, this rub. If I am going to be using it more often, I might want to make a bigger bottle of the oil. You know, it's really up to you how much oil you are using and how much herbs and ingredients you're putting in there. It's totally up to you. There's no we can turn off our type A minds and just play and have fun with it. So if you are heating your carrier oil, you're gently heating it on low heat. Be sure to never let your oil boil, because it can cause the oil to go rancid. And so all we need is for it to be gently warm. And in this part of the process, you're only heating up the oil itself. Once the oil is warm, then you're going to pour the carrier oil over your dried herbs in the bowl, not your petals, your flowers, or your essential oils just yet. While it's hot or warm, you're not going to want to add in petals or essential oils. The lavender flowers are fine, but like rose petals or things like that might get a little, if you want them to stay pretty, they could degenerate a little bit if you're not going to be straining them. So you might think about that. So once your herbs and your oil are all mixed in your bowl, you can cover that bowl and let it steep for at least 24 hours to allow the herbs to infuse their healing energy into the oil. Not at least 24 hours, up to 24 hours. I'm sorry. You could use it right away also. You can just use your oil. It's infused with your intentions and your love and your spiritual energy and all of that already. Of course, be careful temperature wise if it's still warm. But yes, you can steep for up to 24 hours if you want to. And then it's optional, but you can strain the oil using a strainer or a cheesecloth if you would like to. If you're using the cheesecloth, make sure you squeeze out every drop to capture all that infused goodness. If you're using a strainer, you might want to press down with a spoon and make sure all the oil is pressed out of the leaves and things. And you may have reserved, you know, some flowers or petals or prettier things that are going to go in there in that jar or in that bottle. And once your oil is strained, cooled and strained, then you can go ahead and add those back in. You will then add in any essential oils or fragrances that you have. These will enhance the soothing qualities of your womb rub. Just a few drops of oil of your choice. We went over those in the beginning. You can review those if you'd like to. And you can then personalize your jar. You can again add back in some um, of the herbs or spices that are just pretty, not spices or flowers that are just pretty for your bottle. You can make a pretty label for it, personalize your jar just the way you would like it, and add that personal, beautiful touch. I would then just hold your bottle of oil in gratitude. Just hold that oil and just get in touch with a sense of gratitude. Thank you. Thank you for this. Thank you for this beautiful process and this sacred journey of even just creating the womb oil. You may want to set your bottle down somewhere where you're going to see it every day on the bathroom counter or in your meditation corner or whatever feels right for you. Congratulations on creating this beautiful sacred womb rub infused with your special intentions, your herbs, your flowers. This is for enhancing and supporting your connection to your womb and encourages balance and healing and self love. And whenever you wish to connect with your sacred womb or offer it some extra care, you can simply use this oil. You can put a small amount of it in the palm of your hand and rub it till it's warm, massaging between your hands and onto your lower abdomen. In the meditation, we rub in a clockwise motion to start with, and you can follow that meditation that's there and use that time to honor your womb and send love to this sacred space and connect with your divine feminine energy. Thank you so much for joining me in this special bonus video. I hope that your sacred womb rub, say that 5 times fast, brings you comfort and healing and a deeper connection with your own divine essence. Remember to store it in a cool, dark place and use it with love and intention.